and I was like, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. I don't understand why you're not getting it. I have my chocolate Frosty-ccino from Wendy's. It basically just tastes like a melted Frosty. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Shell with Cold Coffee Reads, and today we're going to be talking about popular Booktok books that I did not finish for one reason or another. So I already actually filmed this video, but I realized after the fact that my camera was crooked the entire time and it was going to drive me nuts, so bear with me. But I've got about maybe 10 books today-ish, and we're going to start with the ones that I don't actually have. They were either Kindle audiobooks or I returned one. Also, there are a bunch of cars on this road, so I apologize if there seems to be a bunch of cuts and edits places. I'll try to edit those out where I can. Let's get started with the worst book that I have tried to read this year. It was absolutely terrible, and that is Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I'll put a picture of it right here. This is the book that I actually returned. So I bought this book thinking, oh, I loved Elle Kennedy's, not the Briar series, but the Off-Campus series, and I thought, okay, this one's going to be good too, and it was not. So I bought it and I started listening to it on Scribd while I was working, and I don't know if you guys have read the After series by Anna Todd. I have not, but a lot of people say it's like a worse version of that, or like just an off-brand version of that, and it's the trope basically where
she's a bet,
or there's some sort of betting involved with them getting together, and I just hate that. That just gives me the ick so bad, and I just am not a fan of that trope at all. Both of the main characters are pretty terrible people. They are not likable at all. So yeah, Good Girl Complex, it's gonna be a no from me, dog. Definitely return that one. The next one is Lingus by Mariana Zapata. I have not read a single Mariana Zapata book. This was my first one, and I know she is like the queen of slow burn. This one just did not do it for me. I don't know what it was. It just, there was something about the characters that I didn't like, or they weren't picking up hints. I like DNF'd it so long ago I don't even remember. It was just bad. I was told that this one probably was not the best one to start with as my first Mariana Zapata book. And I own a couple more Mariana Zapata books. So I'll give those ones a chance. I'm not cutting her out or like counting her out just yet. But Lingus was just not it for me. So gotta go. The next two I tried to listen to on Scribd. And we'll start with The Doctor by Nikki Sloan. This one was terrible. I just did not like the main girl character. She just made choices that seemed like very young-minded choices, and I didn't vibe with that. I thought it was stupid, and I just didn't vibe with it. We didn't click, so I stopped reading it. She just seemed very childish, and I was not into that, so that one was DNF'd. The next one that I tried to listen to was A Stopover by T.L. Swan. This one was pretty bad. The two main characters' love was very angsty, and not in a good way. It's like they were trying to make it angsty, and I did not enjoy that. And the mystery part of this book was not a very good mystery. I think what made me stop reading it specifically was she like found something on a desk or in somewhere. She found something and she was like, huh, I wonder if this could be part of the mystery that's happening like around here. And I was like, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. I don't understand why you're not getting it. It was just so frustrating as a reader to not see it clicking when she's spelling it out. And you know, it's been a while since I picked this book up, but that part I vividly remember being like, no, not vibing with me. So I put it down and I will not be picking it back up. Next up, we've got some physical books. We will start with this one, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This one was just kind of boring. I, again, didn't vibe with it. I think it could have been done a lot better. A lot of people have that opinion, and I was probably influenced by those opinions. However, it did not grab my attention quick enough, I would say. I only made it about 72 pages in, and I decided to put it down, so I don't know. Didn't vibe with it. Gonna DNF it. I feel like a lot of these people are gonna be upset about, but The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because it was a young adult book. I don't know if it was because I couldn't pronounce any of the names in it while I was reading it. I don't know if it was because we kind of all already know the story of Achilles and Patroclus and this whole kind of thing that happened in here. I don't know. I wasn't into it. It was kind of boring. I will still try and read Circe though by her. I haven't picked it up yet, but I have it and I'll try to read it. But Song of Achilles, no thank you. Put it down. This one is another one that I have officially just given up on. It was on my currently reading for a long time, but I'm not gonna read it. I should though. I should read this, but I'm not going to, and that is the third book in the Shadow and Bone series by Lee Bardugo, Ruin and Rising. So this book was boring. It did not grab my attention. The whole series was kind of not it for me. I didn't enjoy it as much as everybody else seemed to. This was boring. I didn't like it. So I'm giving up on it because there are so many other books that I want to read. I will try and read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology. That's still on my radar. I would really like to read that. But yeah, I watched the show and it still wasn't the best in my opinion. So I just don't think I vibe with the idea that she had going on with it. I don't really know. But to each their own, right? These next three are DNFs for right now. I would still like to eventually pick these back up, but I don't see that happening in the near future because there are so many other books that I would just want to get to this year. And we'll start off with Gleam, and it's the third book of the Play a Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. And this one, I just lost interest in the whole story. I don't know. We didn't get there fast enough. This is a 595 page book, and we just didn't get there fast enough. Like, I'm on page 454, I think. Something like that. And I gave up. I was just like, oh my gosh, why is this dragging so much? So there's like so many pages. That feels good. It's hot out here. There are so many pages in this book that just are so unnecessary, I feel like. But let's also talk about the fact that this book is hard to open. Like, maybe not so much anymore because I've been reading it, but it's kind of hard to like keep open and like read the way that it is. And I didn't enjoy that. Like, that was a lot of work, so I put it down. The next one is also part of the series, and I feel bad about this one too, because I want to like it. That's the Cruel Prince series. I don't really know what it's called, if that's what it's called, but it's the second book, The Wicked King by Holly Black. I want to pick this back up. I was mismarketed the series, and I think if it would have been marketed correctly, I probably would have liked it. I went into the series thinking it was an enemies to lovers, and the whole first book was just enemies, which is fine. And then that whole relationship with her dad, which again was fine. I actually really enjoyed that. But I went into it thinking it was something else. So I don't think I got to enjoy it as much as I should have. And I do want to continue with this series. and finish it eventually, but I just don't see that happening in the near future. So for now, we're going to call it a DNF, but I will probably pick that one back up. And last, but certainly not least, is The Invisible Life of Addy LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Now, people have a lot of opinions on this. I've seen both for love and I've seen both for hate. Like, I've seen both love and hate for this book. I thought I was gonna love it. Everybody was raving about it. This book is boring. It's boring. It's boring, and maybe it'll get better. And I would hope that it would, but it's just boring. It didn't grab my attention, and I was influenced a lot on TikTok about more on the negative side than I was on the positive side. I'm about 108 pages in, and it's just kind of meh, not vibing with me. I'm not done with this author, V.E. Schwab, and I'm not done with the book, but for now, it's just not gonna, we're not vibing. So I'm gonna put it down for now, maybe come back to it. It's unfortunate because I did see a lot of hype about it, so that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I hate DNFing books, and sometimes I think I saw somebody say that there's too many good books out there for you to feel the need to finish a book that you are not into. And I have so many books to read, like on my TBR, something clicked when I heard that, and I was like, you know what? Why am I holding on to these books? I can just let them go and move on and maybe eventually come back to them. Or maybe not come back to them. That's okay. So I just wanted to kind of, if you hadn't heard that before, now you have. So I hope you take something from that. But yeah, those are the books that I have DNF'd. Some popular Booktok books that I've DNF'd, and hopefully we don't have too many more, because I hate DNFing books, but it is what it is. Alright, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye!